Today, my guest is the documentary filmmaker Hava Beller, and we're talking about her film, The Burning Wall, which explores the moral and political complexities of life in East Germany under the Stasi regime before the fall of the Berlin Wall, focusing on resistance, dissent, and the state's culture of surveillance. Before we jump into the film, Hava, I just want to note that I am delighted that you do not appear as one imagines the typical intrepid documentary filmmaker. Uh,
Oh,
the and yet you've continued to make incredibly brave films with seemingly boundless energy. So I guess my first question for those watching is, what's your secret of your career in filmmaking and your continued energy to devote to it?
well, uh, about the energy, I don't know. Must have been endowed. I don't know. Or this question of the spirit, I don't know. Maybe because I was a dancer and physically, um, I've been till today very active. Um, anyway, it is really the subjects that got me going and motivated, and all the energy I think comes from there.
Right.
Sense of the uh, uh, the ability of people to make a decision is incredible as standing up against wrong.
Right. Well, I must say that your example serves as an inspiration to really generations of people wanting to make films about topics that are important to them and near and dear to them. And I just thank you, almost as one would thank one in the military. Thank you for your continued service. Um, in terms of the subject of the film, what led you to focus on East Germany? It's really not a place we hear a lot about since the fall of the wall in '89.
I was working on the Russia's conscience, and
Yes.
I was sort of peripherally um, hearing about what's going on in the East. But at a certain point, I heard about the dissidents and about it was late 80s, about the uh, uh, movement of dissidents to going into the streets. And I thought that I was editing, then I couldn't leave to go to Germany, but I pointed to myself that that's the next thing I'm going to do, to look into it. Um, and there again, I found the story of people who stood up against what they thought was wrong and had the courage and the temerity to, to, to stand. I'm here and I won't let that be. Um, and it was a natural thing, and that's what I did as a continuation from the next
But
one.
did you, when talking to these subjects, these incredible subjects you interviewed who were so brave, did you find them resistant to being interviewed or participating in the film?
I'm sorry, could you say it again?
I mean, the people you interviewed and their actions in East Germany were incredibly brave. Did you sense any resistance from them to be interviewed or participate in your film, or were they enthusiastic to be involved?
Well, uh, that's a very good question. Some of them immediately understood what I want to do, and they were very delighted that they have somebody who's going to give them a voice. The other ones were hesitant. I don't know if they had any other experiences that they were misused, but generally and very soon everybody was very enthusiastic with me and went along.
I mean, I ask because I can imagine it's one thing to work covertly to try to cause change, and it's another thing if you've grown up in a system of surveillance that you don't quite believe you have the freedom to expose yourself, exhibit your face, show the world who you are and what you believe. If you've grown up in a system where that's always been repressed and so very dangerous.
Well, well, I grew up in a community that was, I would call, a, 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 uh, sorry,
It's okay.
um, uh, utopian socialism. And I learned very early in my life that there's a dichotomy between what we aspire to, as our aspirations, and the way we really are. And so when I got to the film and the issues that it represents, I, I, I was wading into very familiar waters.
I see. Do you, I mean, I have a feeling I know what your response will be, but I want to ask the question in an even-handed way. Do you have any insights into the film's relevance today?
Oh, it's shattering. It's really shattering. I opened the newspaper and I read about the film, word for word. I mean, just the names, the actual personal names are different. It's incredible.
And what's your prognosis?
I'm sorry.
What is your prognosis for our country today?
What is it up to us? It's up to us what we decide to do or what we were pushed into doing.
And do you sense that there's a groundswell to create change, or do you sense people are demoralized and passive?
Both, but I think it's a question of time. I think that there is a strong feeling and need to act. It's complicated because politically, and the way we arrange our society, if I put it sort of simplistically, uh, but I think there is a movement, and I think that if well, I cannot say, but I have a feeling that it is possible, that it is moving toward that.
I, on that optimistic note, um, our fingers are crossed together.
Yes.
And I thank you for taking your time this morning. And um, obviously, this is, as you're indicating, an incredibly powerful and relevant film, and really acts as a mirror on the current day. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.